right, what's up, Dukes and Duchesses? This is my first YouTube video, really on the platform, and I guess I'll start off with saying what I do and do not want for the channel. I think that's a good start, you know. First video, just put some highlights out there. Nothing too specific yet. We can worry about specifics, you know, once the channel gets moving along just fine. But we'll cover broad topics. So we'll talk about what I do and do not want, and we'll start with what I don't want on the channel, or what I would not like to see. Obviously, I can't control every aspect, like comment sections and stuff like that, but what I do not want to happen is I don't want this channel to be like an atmosphere full of rage. I'd like it to stay a kind of wholesome, you can call it vanilla. I'd like it to stay, pretty clean, pretty square, nothing too extreme. But we could all have our talks in the comment sections or whatever, and some playful banter's fine. I've never been in opposition to playful banter, but keep it mild. That's always fun. No raging and like profuse profanity, please. I used to curse a lot, and I still do swear sometimes, but I'm trying to get out of the habit, So it's just positive reinforcement if everybody tries that along with me. Improving my life, stuff like that. Quality of life. Now, as for what I do want for the channel, what I'd love to see is, well, obviously I'd love to see growth, but that's one of the most generic things that someone making their first YouTube video could say. That's super generic, so I'm not going to start with that. I'm going to start with what I'd like to see in the channel, first and foremost, is a relaxed atmosphere, which goes hand on hand with what I didn't want, which is a rageful atmosphere. So this is sort of the counter to that. I would like a relaxed atmosphere in here. I want, like for me personally, I just came home from a long day of classes and, studying, whatnot, getting that stuff out of the way, doing assignments and projects and turning them in and starting new ones, and I didn't exactly get enough coffee this morning. I'm sure a lot of people find that relatable, but it is a common feeling, man, not having enough coffee in the morning. So in response to that, I'd like to keep it chill. Chill enough where someone can put on their pair of Bluetooth headphones, wired headphones, whatever headphones, or maybe just on a speaker, who cares, and maybe put on their shades, turn on some light music over this, or I guess if I put music in the videos, I'll probably make it chill music, none of this like death metal stuff, or like hard dubstep. But yeah, I want them to be able to be in the viewers, you guys. Yeah, I want you guys to be able to be in a relaxed atmosphere, kick back, relax with your favorite shades on, nice lighting in your room, and put a pillow behind your head, cross your legs, and just lay down, and just hang out, listen to me talk, or I guess if you really want, watch my boring gameplay, which whatever. I'm not super good at video games. I do get competitive over them sometimes, but my competitiveness is not as harsh as some other people's. So it's like, I guess we could go ahead and talk about what games I like. First video, I guess that makes sense if we're talking about broad scale topics. Gaming's very broad, a lot of genres. So if there was genres that I have to pick and say that are my favorite, and I'll give some examples in each genre. The genre I play the most is milsim. Not like Arma 3 milsim, and not like, I guess if you call Call of Duty a milsim, that's more like a military fantasy, because a lot of stuff is not real. Like you can't like slow down time yet, which would be cool if you could, but we can't do that yet. So I'm just gonna call that fantasy. But military simulation games like Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Like, that's a fun one that I play. I don't know also that that's not incredibly realistic, but, it's more realistic than slowing down time to run at, like, Mach 6 on a wall, like Call of Duty. And we don't got, like, anti-material rifles that, that weigh 100 pounds that we can run around with at, like, 20 miles an hour just yet, but well, I guess if you're on top of a vehicle you can, but not like a normal soldier. So, but yeah, games like Breakpoint, that's fun. I like the guns in that game. I like the combat. I like the perk system, things like that. That's cool. I've really only played a little bit of Wildlands too, so I'm not a huge like. Oh man, what would you call? I'm not like a Ghost Recon Breakpoint sommelier. I'm not like the wine taster of Milsim games. It is not like my profession. Now, as for other genres, I like indie games. There's actually a lot of fun indie games out there, and probably quite a few that I have not played yet. I'm not a huge gamer. I'll normally just buy one game and stick to that for quite a while. But I guess since I'm starting a YouTube channel, I'd be more open now more than ever actually, to get new games and stuff with the revenue that I earn from this channel. I'm hoping to earn some revenue from it, by the way. That's important transparency there. I don't like the people on YouTube that say, "Oh, I'm not in it for the money," and then they pocket all the stuff and they don't donate it like they promised and whatnot. I think that's not a very good thing to say. But I am in it a little bit for the money, and I know it's not going to be a lot, but I'm hoping that I can treat myself to a nice dinner here and there. Keep the relaxed atmosphere that I like. But yeah, so back to indie games. Some fun ones are, well, I've heard a lot about Hollow Knight. I haven't actually played it yet, but a lot of friends have recommended it to me. And, well, I guess I want to try it out one of these days, but not right this moment. Now, an indie game that I have played that I find really enjoyable, and that's actually coming out with cross-platform support soon, is Valheim. It's this like little neat Nordic-style Viking game. And to be completely honest, if someone were to ask me, I cannot tell the difference between what Nordic and Viking means, or like the difference in style between the two, because I am not entirely sure. They could be the same thing. They could be radically different. I just hear those two words together, so that's what I'm going to call it for now. I guess feel free to correct me. It's not going to be at the top of my priority list to figure that out, but it's a thought. But anyway, yeah, so Valheim is a fun game, and there's actually, I have like 30 hours on Steam or something like that game, using my free time and stuff. Man, I haven't played it in a long time though, and it's actually a funny story why, and since I said that, I've probably got some of you wondering, so I'll go ahead and tell it, vent a little bit. Me and this one guy in high school, we'll call him Tim, I'm not going to tell you his actual name. Me and Tim were in a geometry class together, and we had some similar music tastes and whatnot. And Tim was like, "Hey, can I get your cell phone number? Because, you seem like a cool dude. We like the same music." And I said, "Sure, Tim, here's my number." And we added each other on Xbox that afternoon after high school. And we were like, "Hey, here we go." And one of the games he recommended to me was actually, the first one he recommended was called Deep Rock Galactic. That's another indie game that I think is kind of fun. I'm pretty good at it. But another one that one of Tim's friends found was Valheim. And so we all ended up playing Valheim together, and this was like July actually of this year. We all ended up playing Valheim together, and like it was going real smooth. And well, at one point, Tim's like a hardcore gamer, okay? And I wasn't ready to put up with someone who, summertime, he was on 20 hours a day sometimes, if that tells you anything about Tim. So, a little excessive, a little bit over the top. I would never spend 20 hours online at a time, because that could actually cause some problems with your body if you're on for that long. I'm talking like blood clotting in your legs, so be careful about gaming for that long. But anyway, Tim, he's pretty serious about his gaming, right? And Tim is like, "Okay, we're gonna fight one of the bosses in Valheim." And so we go and fight the first boss, absolutely destroyed him. It wasn't even fair, right? We did really good, fire bows, stuff like that. Or I guess arrows tipped with fire and shot them out of our bows. But yeah, we smoked that first boss, and then we move on to the second one, and I'm telling Tim, I'm like, hey, I may not be the most competitive gamer out there, but I'm actually a Dark Souls player. Like, I like my Dark Souls games. Those are fun. And I've played the second, third, and I guess now Elden Ring. And man, I love all of those games. They're just so well made. They're just. I know the second one's like kind of the. Well, it's the middle child of the Souls series, and a lot of people don't like it because it doesn't really have to do much with the story, but the Souls overall. But it's still fun to play. It's still a Souls game. I grew up on those games, so it's like, come on. So yeah, it's my hereditary love for it. But anyway, I was telling him, Tim, I'm a Souls player, so actually, if you guys aren't going to be on for much longer, can I go ahead and kill the boss? And Tim and his friends were like, oh yeah, sure, like that's fine. And so later that evening, one of Tim's friends is on with me. Tim had gotten off, and a couple other people that were with us had gotten off, and so it was just me and this one other guy. I don't remember his name, but me and this one other friend of Tim's were on, and I go to kill the second boss, and I beat him first try. And I'm like, oh, this is great. We can unlock the new materials, which is like iron and stuff like that, and we can get better gear for our characters. And I'm thinking like, oh, this is great. Tim's gonna log on tomorrow and be so excited that he can make his character better. Well, that was a mistake. I was dead wrong. Like, the exact opposite happened. And he actually came back the next day very, very disgruntled about the fact that I killed the boss without him. And his whole claim to fame there was that I ruined the experience for myself and for everybody involved. So, I mean, he was dropping F-bombs, he was swearing up a storm over text message, and spam called me for, I'm not even kidding you, all the way up till the beginning of this month. And I have not heard from him since because I've just been staying quiet. But that was extremely annoying. I'm gonna be honest, one of the greatest tests of my patience in like all of history. And the only reason I did not block him immediately after all of that, forgive me for my language, but after that shitstorm, the only reason I didn't block him is because I actually also thought it was quite funny that he kept coming back to me and, begging me to come back and whatnot and play video games with him because nobody else wanted to because he was too competitive for him, and I was the only one that put up with all that. So yeah, that's kind of my story with Valheim, and well, I guess we've covered my favorite genres of video games now. We've covered my game preferences within the genres. We talk about what I don't want with the channel, what I do want with the channel. Channel goals, I guess we've covered briefly. One of my goals obviously was to make money. I said that. Enough for me to go out and buy some healthy food or something like that, or maybe dine out once or twice. I guess if it's passive income, I'll be able to dine out more than once or twice, but it's still nice. Maybe I'll take a friend with me, make their day. I don't see why not, use the money that other people are, getting me for other people. I think that makes sense, I think of it as like reinvesting in others, like, hey, you're improving someone else's day, you're letting their brain do their dopamine thing, and that's good. Let's do more of that. I'm down for that. So I actually probably, with some of the money that this channel makes, take out some friends or family to a nice dinner every once in a while. I think that's a good goal to have. On top of it, though, I also plan to use this channel as entertainment for everybody. I want, like I said earlier, people to kick back, relax, and if you're watching this before, like an hour before you're going to bed, that's cool. That's why I'm trying to keep it relaxed. People have rough lives. Let's keep the rough lives stuff in the rough lives stuff. Let's not mix YouTube and rough lives. I think that's not what the platform was designed for. So we'll keep it not that way. We'll keep it tried and true. This is gonna be a relaxed channel. One of the other goals. yeah, I guess this is also good for me to vent, like I just did about Tim, quote unquote Tim. You know, yeah, that actually helps. Just sitting here and finally telling people about that stupid experience that I had, and I'm happy I didn't blow my cool. I think staying calm in that situation was the right thing to do. Um, I also want to use this channel as an update, like an update sort of tracker for me. Like that's good, you know, because personally, besides trying to eat like a nice dinner with friends or family, taking them out for dinner, using the money here, I'm also gonna try and buy healthier food for myself. I'm not a particularly like super fit individual. I'm not a world class bodybuilder, but I'm also not like super duper skinny with zero meat on my bones. No offense to those who are either of those, either a bodybuilder or a skinny person. Like, no offense to you guys. Uh, I'm just, I'm just narrating here. No hate, but I'm gonna try and eat healthier, and I actually want to work on my physique, and this is a good way to do it. Keep track of it through, I guess, like almost video essays, really, but they're not really essays. It's more just updates. Keep things clean and simple, which I'm down for. Um, you know, so like by next year, if all things are going well and I'm still making YouTube videos, it could be November 10th, 2023, and I could say, look at me, I got my pair of abs, or whatnot, or look at me, my diet planning is going well. Um, I'm already on a diet, but just to see how it keeps progressing. Actually, this is interesting. In the next by January, it will have been the 1 year anniversary of me starting my diet. And it has helped me, it's improved my cognitive function. I can say that much. I guess that's probably why I like my relaxed atmosphere more. Is it's made me a little bit more, chill. I actually like it quite a bit because I feel more relaxed. My blood pressure isn't high now. It's like I lost, I think, 40 pounds. Um, just from the diet. I didn't do any exercise while I was on the beginning of my diet. Um, but yeah, I can keep track of things like that, with video essays and stuff. That's cool. I think more people should do that, That's great. Good for everybody, Inspires, even people who don't like to work out, inspires them, says, hey, let's do this together, as one big, like, internet group. Or, I think family's a bit extreme for people on the internet. Like, we don't know each other, but, we can talk. That's fine. But let's all keep track of progress together. Let's keep things rolling. Let's keep the good feelings rolling, the good times going. Let's get strong. Let's get fit. Let's get in our right mindset. Let's get in our relaxed mindset so we can handle things well, clean, efficiently, squarely. Let's do that. I think that's great. So that's I guess that's a really good use of my channel, and that will be one of my goals. Is keeping track of myself, and if other people in the comment section, my audience, you guys, want to keep track of things in the comment section with me, go for it, man. I guess if I want to go to the extremes, I'll put stuff in the description about what I've done, in the past week or however I'm uploading, or whenever I think like an update's necessary, or maybe I'll dedicate a whole video to it. That could work. But yeah, this is the first video of my YouTube channel, thinking about what I want to do, thinking about how I want to do things. I want to do them relaxed. I want to do them efficiently. I want to do them squarely. And I want to keep things nice and, nice for people that just want to relax at the end of a long day, which, I think is great. So, I guess thanks for watching, all of you guys. I was saving this towards the end because I don't like to be one of those annoying, again, forgive me for my language, douche tubers. I don't like to be that way. But, a subscription from you guys would be nice. I could gain some traction, get off on the right foot. Oh, and lastly, one of the goals for this channel, I forgot to mention this. I can't believe it. I want to start a business, and I think the channel is also a great way for me to keep up with that. and do video updates. You know, I can talk about not just my fitness progress, but I can talk about my small business progress. I want to get that rolling, you know. But anyway, thank you all for watching. First video ever, so thanks again for the 15th time or whatever. And you know, subscribe if you want, like if you want. I'm not gonna force you guys to. I can't even if I wanted to, but I don't. I'm not expecting anything from you guys because, you know, I'm doing this for you guys. You guys aren't doing this for me. And if you are doing this for me, thank you a ton. That means something to me, you know. Another stranger on the internet doing something kind for another stranger on the internet. Thanks. But yeah, I'll see you all next time in the next video I want to do. So, peace out, Dukes and Duchesses.